Good evening and welcome to another episode of Gone Fishing. I'm your host tonight, Ray, along with Mike. Um, Fun week, I guess. It was windy all week. It's windy now. Anybody out fishing? Uh, didn't get nothing on the brag board this week.
I did.
You put one on, but there's nobody else. No competition this week. I guess nobody else is catching it.
So I win.
So you win. You win this week. You win the prize. You win the door prize tonight.
Actually, we should start. We have stuff. We have giveaways, right?
Yeah, we got some Cast and Nasty baits to give away.
I have some stuff. I have fishing vests.
That's got to be a grand prize. It's the
Yeah,
grand prize of all.
but we need to start. We need to start promoting these things. So the giveaways, the Castanassis bundles, all that. We really need to get into that. What you
Yeah.
look at?
Oh, nothing. I'm just sitting here scrolling. I was trying to see if I had any fish pictures to add to this week, but I guess I don't, so, oh, good. But yeah, but anyway, so
I
here's something different. Doing a little exploring, journeying through new territories. Kind of exciting. Right?
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm not one of them people who post on Facebook to say, "Hey, what do you guys, what are you guys using?"
Breaks up.
I say, well, like, what are you guys using and at this area? And then you get all the people who are like, well, hey, where's the fish at? No, they're in the water. You're see all that
Mhm.
stuff. But my thing is I'm like, all right, so if you're going to sit there and go, I want to explore, so I want to take my own lures anyway. I have enough of something. I know what I'm fishing for, whatever. I'm going to take my own things. But when you ask people, and again, we've talked about this, not to ask for new spots, but you're exploring, you want to get out and reach out. Just say, for example, say I wanted to go to North Carolina fish, and I know this lake down there. I've done a little bit of my research on the lake. The lake has, we're just going to bass smallmouth. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna go down there. I got some crankbaits. I got some lures. I got stuff that I could throw at them. But when you hit people up, they're like, "Hey, where are you launching from? Hey, where can I get in that?" People don't want to help. I want to help people. I want to help people find stuff, different ways to do stuff. So I was going through all my old fishing stuff. So I have like old ass journals from when I went fishing in the '90s, and I read logs. I got daily logs. I
Because
have
you're old.
yeah, daily logs. What we use. I didn't put wind, just 10 miles per hour. I just said windy, cloudy, rainy, sunny, snowy, whatever it was. It was, basic. As I was going through there, I found like some old the map I tried to send you a picture of the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's that map is so old, but it's still relevant.
It's definitely relevant.
It's got to be still relevant. Whatever, yeah. Um, but I was going over it the other night. I'm looking there, and amazing some of the things that are on there
Hey, Chuck.
that you find out, more stuff. You know what I mean? So, but
Yeah, that map you sent me was totally relevant. Because it shows all the spots. Now they're not all the same,
yeah,
and things change, obviously. Um, but as far as the all the terrain and everything else, that's the same. A lot of places get overfished or polluted, and that's a shame too. But
yeah, it changes a little bit of everything about them. It's just I don't know. I stopped by one day the other day. I was looking at jobs, talked to a gentleman who was out on a kayak. The guy was friendly enough to be decent. I was a kid up in Delaware, northern Delaware, and stopped along the Brandywine. A different area where I never fit. something like that. On old timer sitting
Well, I went.
there out in the rain. There, they, hey man, fishing for it. No, I've already caught a couple smallmouth. I was like, oh, okay, there's some smallmouth up here. So like that, he's like, I am looking for us. No, he said, way up. I mean, like, it's been pretty close to Pennsylvania even. But I was just like, nobody gives you that kind of. But this was just this like 60, late 60s, early 70s. I mean, this guy had a chair, he had a rain jacket on, he had one pole, he was just sitting there steadily throwing. All he was doing in his chair, right from the back, you see his hole, and he had a very couple that wasn't anything really big, like lure wise. So fishing for muskie, probably catch baby muskie because he wasn't trying to get big. But it was just amazing. I'm just like, that's how I wish everybody was.
So let me interject here because I find that like when I was a kid, I was that kid that went up and down. If I was on a pier, looking into everyone's pockets and talking, and I was that annoying and
Yeah,
that some people, and usually the old timers, they love to get my ear, and they would tell me their life story fishing. And I still find that you talk to these old timers, they really want to share
their
their
experiences.
their experiences because they've been there. And I had an experience just recently at the pond we fish often,
Mm-hmm.
and this gentleman, Rich, was there with his adult son, and he was talking about how it was supposed to be shut down, and through his and others conservation acts and on it, Delaware resources now it's no longer planning to be shut down. But go up to any pier, I go into and look at people's buckets. It's not the same thing as an adult. They don't want to share as much, but you always go to the old time.
Yeah,
The old timers, they want to share their experience, and you, they can't give you enough information.
yeah,
You, they got someone who has their ear. They really want to share their experiences, and that's what I live for. I
yeah.
mean,
They want to tell their story still. You know
and
what I
and I
mean?
really love.
Oh no, I do. I think it's the neatest thing. I mean, like, because I fished with my dad so much. Every time my dad really went fishing, I was with him. It was the only time, I fished. Every time my dad would go out, I'd be out with him. So I knew a lot of his experiences. Like, I always try to get my dad to experience some of the places I fish up on the Susquehanna and tributaries. He lives up by, he lives up that way, off Lancaster and stuff. So I'm like, up here, like, I mean, yeah, that's all. Like, I told you about, showed you. I'm taking him out. Fish like the old guy was. And, my dad's just like, yeah, I'll get some time. You're over the age where you have to buy a fishing license from Pennsylvania. You don't even have to buy a license. All you have to do is just go get it and go. And I was like, get out there and go fishing. Do what you enjoy. Um, the people these days, I kind of like when
These young whippersnappers,
yeah,
they don't do.
like the other night I was fishing the pond. Me and Greg were out there, and saw a guy coming out. Like I pulled in. This guy, he's sitting there. You know how big it is to load your kayak area. It's not that big of a panel right there out there. He's sitting there like my truck backed up, trying to like get in the water and go, buddy. Sitting there. After like 3 minutes, I hopped down. I'm like, you okay? Oh yeah, I'm tying all my lines up. Dude, you gotta do that when you get out there, man. You're holding this in. Oh, it's my first time here and all this stuff. So I was like, oh, well, good luck to you. But here, hop in. I helped push him out and get him out there. He finally had his stuff tied up. I'm like, I'm going to unload next to you. So I unloaded mine, got mine in the water. Literally, he got out in the water. I got out right, pretty much right behind. And he's sitting out there. And of course, I lost my anchor stick. Still have no, still have no idea. I can't figure that out. I had it tied around the chair. I still don't know how it left in my boat. I no clue. But there's my
You
new one.
were okay?
You see my new one?
Oh, you got a new one.
It's all right. I ordered it out on the water when I lost it. I was like, I just gave up. Said, fine, fine. That thing, 10 pounds lighter than my other one, and it
See?
floats.
For a
I
reason.
really thought my other one floated. I really did believe it floated. I thought they all floated. Apparently
No,
not.
they don't all float.
Well, I think that has a little float patch to it. I think so at least the top should be. But I also think I lost it in a real weedy area, so it made it harder to see it. Then after I
Yep.
lost it, so anyway. I gave up. But then I left that night. We loaded up. Sat there in the parking lot, had a beer or two, and guy pulling back in. And here I told him what to use, like some certain like certain colors. He was giving, I just gave him true advice because he said it was his first time here. He comes, I got two. He goes, I had to work for him, but I got two. And he goes, colors were right. You know, it's and he was a younger guy, but he I asked him like, keep it on me. He says I wouldn't eat. And I was like, "You're gonna get very tough areas on top. By different areas, trying to tell him in each area. This is the first time I heard about this place, so I just figured tonight I'm going to come try. It's an hour and 20 minutes away. Not somebody you're going to see every Friday night or every Thursday night. Somebody, I gave him advice.
And this is a place that is like 15 minutes from us.
Yeah, and it's pretty bad. Like I mean, when I first started going there, 5 cars was a lot. And we've been there this year, 18 cars.
When I went there,
Yeah,
I sent him a picture. There was 18
that's
cars.
that's
I turned
absurd.
around and went home because I ain't fishing any pond with
Absurd.
that many people on it. Because that's not why I do
What is it? Hey, you know what the winds feel like on that
it.
thing? That stick wouldn't even hold me.
No. So actually, that's a good segue to Matt and I, our producer over here. We went out last weekend,
Basically, for the job.
and I'm ahead of him on there. And I had this weirdest thing. It was super calm, beautiful day. Water was glass at times, but there would be these wind bursts that came down. And at one point, through the reeds, it looked like a bull elephant was coming through the reeds. And then on the edge, there were all reeds laid down flat. And all of a sudden, it looked like something went under them. They stood right up and went back flat. What the hell is going on? And hit the water, and then I realized it was what they call a dust devil. It was a small, swirling, tornado-like thing, and it hit the water, and it caused a little spray. And I yelled to Matt, who was facing away from me, Matt, Matt, you got a dust devil coming your way. And he's like, what? What? What's a dust devil? Next thing you know, you found out that you did, didn't you? And it hit him, and it started pushing him across the pond. And he goes, um, Dad, Daddy, little help here. I said, just go sideways. Don't try to fight it. And he got out of it. But then I talked to him. He's like, I didn't know what was going on. He's like, it started swirling around me. I thought there was, right? You said that I thought there was like fish around me or something.
You know what happens with that dust devil afterwards? After it's done, spins you out of your kayak and drops you in the water, and then the beaver sharks eat you up instantly. Beaver sharks. You got to watch out for beaver
Well,
sharks. They're dangerous.
he fought them off.
Yeah, well, he fought it off. They were there waiting on you, so you got out of it just nice. All I had to do was flip you over, and and you were fishing for your fishing for. You gotta fix the camera.
so he's gonna fist fight but it was like a really weird situation, like because it was so calm in between, but it was a day where the water was cooler than the air. Just happened, and I saw this
That's
thing come across. It was a little crazy for me because it was like I have pictures of that day. If you look on our thing, that's where my bragboard pictures came from, and it was glass, uh, except for these huge wind bursts. It was a beautiful day to fish. So anyway,
nice.
we
Hey, I just want to shout out to Jay and Chris and John. I see you're there on YouTube, buddy. Thanks for going on to YouTube.
yeah, we're still trying to promote that YouTube. Get your asses on YouTube because that's where we want to see everyone. So if you're watching us from Facebook, if you're watching us from anything else, go on. I've reposted the YouTube link. So make sure you on listen.
Subscribe.
Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah. So, anyways, yeah,
We had a lot that we were out.
it's all good.
Got a little sun because all winter been a little pasty, I gotta admit. And now got a little hooked that day because I was like, it's a pasty across the shirt. Came home that night, I was like, oh, I probably took that off a little bit too long. But
That's where you're out there and you feel good. Like when it's like a cool wind, it's not
sort of,
like where it's like 75 degrees and you're like, oh, I feel cool, and then all of a sudden, but you're surrounded by water, so all that sun's just beating off that water and just baking you, and you come in. Yeah, that happened to me. I learned that lesson. I think it was my second time ever out in my kayak. I was like in my shorts and everything. Took my shoes off, stood barefooted, take my shirt off, sitting out there. It was real hot that morning. Man, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm coming off, and I'm like, all of a sudden, so I put a shirt on. Well, I never put the shirt on. Had a fight. So I'm like, let me keep the shirt. And let me tell you what, that shit got red quick, man.
how
I
about
started,
Perry when we went?
that was great. Once I'm already like,
No, you guys were fine. You remember my legs? I, I
they were as red as
okay.
cocaine.
I was not an experienced kayak fisherman and still don't claim to be an expert, but I've been fishing kayaks almost exclusively since. And we came off the water with Greg and Ray and I. And by the time we hit, where do we go?
We went to one
Red
of the
Robin.
ponds or something. We
Oh
went to
my,
one of the ponds.
my legs, because I had a base tan on everything else, but I'm used to a rowboat, the Coleman Crawdad, and my legs are under me. Well, my legs were so friggin' fried. It was painful getting the shower
Yeah,
then. So
they're bad. They're bad nights when it's like that. That's bad.
that's skin cancer nights.
Yeah, that is.
Don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
don't be me.
that was they're. My wife for Christmas bought me them like I don't know, they're from LL Bean, but they're like light. Like
The,
literally when you wear them, it feels like you have nothing on.
like the
They're,
pants I wear.
they're water pants or whatever. Like
And you can zip off the.
yeah. Well, these don't have
Yep.
zip offs. These were just regular long pants. No zip offs on these. But it's like I wear them out the one day, and I'm like, oh, I'll be okay with these after. Oh, let me tell you what, I got pretty chilly, so I'm like, man, these things would really work. So then I think I wore them out. Oh gosh, probably like when we had a couple of days in the 80s out one day. And literally, they were the coolest damn pants. I actually felt
They're
good.
cooler
Uh,
than if you're not wearing.
yeah.
I'm not wearing pants. I almost say. I'm naked. Yeah,
Kayak naked, baby. Kayak
I'm not against that. I think cause a few. Yeah, but wait until we have. Wait till we have something. But so I don't like sunscreen, and I use these shirts, the garter things, all that shit. I use those. I wear a hat. Um, there's often times in the morning that I find it very funny because this dude right here was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and they ain't bothered. I got long sleeves, right
Yeah.
down. You've seen
I
that?
was thinking, well, wasn't it you that was me? We were sitting out there in the parking lot, and bastards were stinging us through our shirts.
They didn't get me through them.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I was out there some one night was fine. I just had a dry fit on. I kept saying, I think these bitches are getting me through my shirt. Like I don't know, it's probably in your head because they were all in front of you and everything. Them every
I went out today, and I'll tell you about this later. But I went out today with a class group. We went on a field trip to Cape Henlopen in Delaware. For those of you who aren't there, and the first part, I'm a biology teacher as well as a chemistry teacher. But the agricultural department asked me to come out, and we went into the marshes, and I wore my fishing gear, and everyone was getting eaten alive, and I didn't wear the pants. My legs got torn f up, but my upper body, they're looking at me. I have my sunglasses on. I have on a cascade shirt, my thing up, and my hood down. And they're like, "Aren't you hot?" And I said, "Nope." But I also am not. There was all the flies, the
Oh,
biting flies, and
yeah.
everyone was getting torn up. But the only thing that got my legs was little no-see-ums. But so if
Some of them are some of them flies. They can get pretty bad. Like I know, like in the summertime,
the
man.
greenheads,
Yeah.
so we were in the mark,
Oh
and
yeah.
they were tearing everyone up. I literally put,
Now wait a second. Were you waiting in the market? Oh jeez.
and they didn't tell me. Some of them brought like boots and stuff. I didn't. I had slides on, and the slides. So
Rocks on.
no, I had like the slide, like, and I ended up taking them off, and I went barefoot.
Ugh.
It was easier to go barefoot because every time I stepped with slides, it flashed
Say
up my back.
snakes?
I don't know. I'm not really worried about snakes like you are.
Oh
I
no, I wouldn't be taking no damn shoes off. Better yet, I wouldn't be walking through no dang marsh.
I know, but
How deep was the water? Like a foot, 2 foot?
yeah,
So it's not too bad.
it's not too bad. But I'm also really tough, and you're
No,
not.
I'm saying like when you're walking,
Like
there like
right,
trails through it.
there's like these little trails that are really slippery,
Right.
and some of them wore shoes, some wore boots, and I just found it easier to go barefoot through the salt marshes.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And actually, I thought about it. I was like,
Oh, you were in
yeah,
you
I
weren't
was
really
like,
in swamp.
Ray probably would be like a little girl in this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be walking in.
And he'd be like, "Ooh,
I'd have my hip boots on all the way. I would have like chest waders on. I'd have rubber all the way up to here, and
by the way,
just go right through there.
when I say this, Ray is a guy I accept. He can be a little bit of a bitch with.
Yeah, I don't do snakes, man. I don't do snakes.
Actually, when I went and grabbed my one tackle box, my surfacing tackle box that I had used this year, I opened one of the pockets and it had been partially open, and I grabbed something and a spider fell out.
Ah, yeah, that's okay.
And I'm fine with that,
Yeah,
except it was a black widow.
that's okay. They don't need much.
And well, they're not really aggressive. And
Like when you go home and your face starts to swell up tonight, you start get it bitch you so you go
it
to the
didn't bite me. It,
doctor.
it fell on the ground.
Spiders really don't
I actually brought it outside. I'm such a, a
let it go. That's good.
I can't kill him. It didn't do nothing to me, man.
I get them in my pool all the time. I get them in my pool.
Geese are another story. Geese suck. I no, like all the people that are related, it's been an ongoing status.
Oh,
Um,
they're terrible. They're
when
awful.
I was 5 years old, I got bit by a goose, and I have bad blood. I will. I have no geese should all die.
Uh, and the geese are funny because when I go trout fishing a lot of times, you're climbing up banks, you're coming off of banks, going into the water and everything. So I'm sitting there one day, and I walk up to the top of this hill, and just as I get to the top, I see Mama Goose sitting on her nest, and man, I'm talking not within split second. Here comes big old daddy who's coming at me.
Bring it on.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, all right. So I had to go because it was the only way I could get out. I'm not going backwards. I just fished on it. I wanted to go up. So I'm sitting there. And I'm like, man, that thing come at me. I'm swinging my rod at it and everything, man. Like sitting there playing like, Star Wars trying to get that thing. And it eventually moved away, and I just went out the woods a little bit further away from Mama Goose. Let her have her space. But
I
oh my gosh, that thing come at me. I mean, and I'm in the woods, so it's thick.
oh,
I didn't even say it. This is like end of May, so I'm not seeing nothing. I'm just got a little trail to walk, and that thing, ooh boy,
I gotta
yeah,
tell
geese
you,
are nasty.
I've seen like where we go, the swans. Swans are nasty. I've never been attacked by a swan, but I know they're nasty, and I've watched them. I've watched swans jump on a goose right up by the neck of that back of the neck and shove its head underwater, and I'm like, go, go, because I, I really, I got PTSD.
It's funny. Swans. I mean, we do see a lot of swans. I'm
We
not
do see
thinking
a
about what we
lot
do
of
see a
swans.
lot of them. I got a picture of a bird the
You can
one day.
always tell a swan because when they're pissed, because they have their wings back and their butts down, so their wings look really big, and they'll do the paddle thing, like
Yeah, I never. I've I've gotten close to them to get pictures of them on the pond and stuff like that. And they eventually fly from you, but I can get let's get pretty close. The other night I got some pictures after I lost my anchor, and
which are a little bitter
yeah, I'm still bitter about that. I just don't know how.
because you just
It
brought
was
that
literally totally, it was totally tied in. I was still, I had the rope. It literally
You're a
untied.
little bitter about
It was
it.
just somehow, some way. I think I think Bigfoot jumped out of the water, or maybe Loch Ness monster jumped out and grabbed it. But there was no splash. That was what's even crazier. No splash. Heard nothing. I just reached for it. And the worst thing about it is, 30 seconds prior, it was in my hand.
So this night is a night that I really wanted to go out, but and I didn't have anything that I had to do, but it was gonna rain for the next couple days, and Ray's like, "Do you want to go out?" And I said, I couldn't. It was a long day. I ended up mowing the property because it was gonna rain the next couple days, and I was like, "How you doing?" He's like, "You're," he said, "Glad you didn't come out." I took like 10 casts. Not kidding. Right?
10 casts. I don't even think I made 10 casts. I was done.
He was so pissed off
I was done after that.
about this. And I think, you have something like that where you lose an expensive piece that your night's destroyed
Yeah.
at that point.
Oh, yeah. It was fairly brilliant. I was like, because I always travel with my camera.
That's bad juju.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I took a positive out of it. I went out, I rode out, and I got out there and
What's up, John?
I got out there and I tied off to one of the duck blinds. And then I made like two, three casts. I'm like, you know what? Done. I'm gonna get out. It was so windy. It was just like, I'm gonna go out. And like I said, I got pictures of probably, I don't know, five different types of birds as I was trying. So I used it to, like, it was still a valuable night to me.
So
Like, I don't catch too
you
much.
made,
I made
as
it a
they
good
say,
night.
lemonade out of lemon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did. I made the best out of my evening. And I had a couple cold beers on the pond. I tied up to Greg, and we just sat there and went out and drank some beers. It's always nice and relaxing when you're out there, even though we
So
weren't fishing.
to our viewers, this is actually really an important part of fishing. That there's the old saying called fishing. It ain't called catching. And I think this is why you and I get along so well because we can go out and have a horrible night and still have a great time.
Don't make it worth it.
Like, I think the first night we went out together, the first night Ray and I fished together, I didn't catch a damn thing. And he caught one fish. And it didn't deter us from hanging out ever again
Yeah,
because it was still a good night. So just remember, there's the old saying, beats working, but make the most out of your time out there. Don't get frustrated.
yeah,
If you're not catching fish, it's still better than the alternative, right?
yeah, yeah, doing nothing. I mean, you're out there at least. Just yeah, you can never explain to anybody. One of the things you have to physically experience. But it's
When
like,
you're just out there and I think the thing is, so I got to tell you, my wife's a yoga instructor, and she talks about like all this, like about being present and being mindful. And I gotta say, sometimes I have listened to it. She is absolutely right. If you're present out there, if you're just out there to be out there, not to catch a million, not to do anything. If you are just
to be
fine,
out on the water.
fine being where you are, you will always have a good time. But if you're out there and you have these expectations, catching all these fish and stuff, you're gonna get frustrated, and that's not the way to. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some days happen that you go out that one
Me
day, you
too.
go out and go catch 15, 20, like pretty productive morning or productive day.
That's to all of us.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, that happens to everybody. There's people go out, what frustrates me is when you go out all day and you like, I really didn't caught two fish. And then you come home and you hop on Facebook and all the different fishing forums we're part of and everything. And you start saying, oh, I caught 20 today. I'm like, yeah, get the hell out of here. It's,
But that's where you gotta step back and look at it. I had a great day.
yeah, I still
I
got to
was
get out there at the end of the day after a good hard day's work. I still was able to go out and just a little bit of have a beer out there at the end of the night.
how mm, let's compare it to other people who sat in front of a computer or did nothing,
Yeah,
and we were out amongst the nature lily pads. And a beaver scare the crap out of me. I had like that shit is why I do it. And that's what makes it. I don't in the long run. It has taken me 49, taken 49 years to realize that I don't need to catch fish, but I need to be out there in a place where I can catch fish. And if I catch fish, it's really exciting.
we'll call it wishing.
Yeah,
Yeah, not fishing,
not
wishing,
wishing,
wishing. We're
but it's
wishing.
still okay.
Yeah?
It's still okay. It doesn't need to be
Yeah,
catching.
like I said, I lost my anchor, totally discouraged my whole entire freaking
But
day.
that's a different thing because now you're talking monetary value on something.
Yeah, yeah. One of them days. But yeah, you write it off as a bad day, but in the end, it still was a good day because you make the best of it.
I've had days, people, where I'm in a John boat and I have rods laying behind me, and I went back and it hooked into one of my other poles, and I
Done that a
threw it
lot.
forward. And as I throw it forward, I watch another pole sail over my head and into the water. That only happened once, but it's disheartening watching this rod fly over my head and land in the water, knowing that I might not ever see that
Did you
rod.
get it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's good.
But the very next day, I was out with my other buddy Rich, and he did the same thing. And I was like, how the hell does this? he didn't get his. It's still out on that pond.
That's bad.
And he, honestly, it's been like 3 years. And whenever we're in that area, he's like, I'm gonna hook this rod. He has
Sweet. That's
not
sweet.
let
That
this.
would be. Yeah, sweet. That
He,
would be years later.
I know, but he has not let this. He's like, right around here. I know it is. And
I'm gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it. And the only reason I got it is because I had a hollow body top water, and I had about, it was only a few feet deep, and I had slack. So I found the hollow body sitting on top,
Mm,
and I pulled it up. It wasn't like one of those things. I've caught rods that have slipped off the boat trolling by going
mm,
perpendicular. It
yeah,
wasn't one of these. It was one of these that it was just because I had a floating
yeah,
lure
yeah. That's always good when you have floating lures.
on it. But yeah, just be present. Don't expect anything. So, man, for a second,
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Would you like another bourbon?
yeah,
Another bourbon?
I went out. I had a great opportunity today. We went on a field trip, and if any of you are on, I know some of my students might be on. We went to Cape Henlopen, Delaware, and those of you who don't know me, I am a biology and I teach forensics. This was a biology thing, and it went with the agricultural department doing a thing on ecology, and was swamp marsh down in Cape Henlopen. The rangers down there did an extraordinary job. We walked out into the swamp, got eaten alive by bugs, but that was fine. They really did a good job. I'm like, shout out Cape Henlopen and all their staff. They did awesome. And then we went to the, and I had the opportunity, though we didn't really open, we catch some stuff. Um, I have my beach tag, so we drove on. I didn't want to drive that far because I had like 20 something students, but I got to show them how to read waves a little bit. I got to show them. I just used cotton bud with um, I cut swag, and just a very basic setup, and got them, and they were very interested in it. And I had this opportunity that one of the other teachers, Colin, Mr. Allen, invited me to thank him for that. I really wish I could have caught some fish today. We didn't have a whole lot of time just to get them on fish, but they were genuinely interested, and it was so nice to be out there with my class and see these kids out of that strictly academic element. It was so fun to see them be kids and be and to explore and to wonder, if you will. And when we were out in the salt marshes, they were taking salt samples and for things that they were drilling. They took waters. It was amazing. And I, I just wanted to take an opportunity tonight to give a shout out to the students that participated because it was so much fun, and give a shout out to Cape Henlopen for hosting us. Give a shout out to the Rangers who stopped me because I didn't have my plates updated. I still had 2022 plates on. I had ordered my new plates. They hadn't come in. They actually bought it. I had to show them my receipts on stuff, and they actually caught it. And oh, and I'm sorry about that. I said, no, you guys are on it. I hate to say this, all you people that go out and put a rod in with just a weight in and go fishing, drink beers. I know you're having fun, but that sucks for all us people that actually like to fish. So if you get caught doing that, yes, you. I mean, honestly, I'm a fisherman and you are making it a problem for me, so I don't give a shit. You get caught. I hope you get caught.
How
Um,
come people get caught?
no, all the people that go to henloping and stuff they cast out a rod with nothing on it
Oh
and they
yeah,
just leave it there. Screw them. If
I
I hope they get caught
I do
because
that in the summertime. I put a big 4 ounce sinker on it and I throw it out in the water. But that's also when you're out there and there's 75 people all lined up right next to you. And you can't. There's no sense putting hooks on it because if I'm loose, I just cut the weight and go. But I cast it out as far as I can. My rod sits there and goes like this the whole time.
the Ray is the asshole because I actually fish on it. I fish the whole time I'm there
But
every
like,
day,
no, not when I do go out. Sometimes not. Like
and
if
sometimes
it's
you're the asshole.
less, if it's less people, I'm okay. Like I found over the years, I found a couple of beaches to go into where people separate and give you a little bit of room, and then
Well,
I'll cast out, and then I'll
I don't
use
go
stuff like
weekends. I only
that.
go during the week.
Oh yeah, like and this would be like when we went like weekly, like during like when we would go to the beach for the week for vacation as a family vacation, Monday through Friday. Absolutely, fish it all day
Matt,
long.
do I fish the whole time I'm there?
But I like it when I go because I try to get up there real early on the beach, like 8, because you'll see like all the schools in the fish pond. I can throw big spoons, and that's fun. Like
So
that's when I'm
I
ready to get the
I
it's
always
like bunker usually is what you're catching.
I usually have two rig poles. One, you usually have a top and bottom rig for everything. The other one might be a bluefish or a mullet rig or whatever. And then my third pole isn't in the water. Got a spoon on it.
Yeah,
Just in case a school comes by.
yeah. I mean, it's cool when that happens too,
So,
because it
but
does.
it pisses me off because I have the people next to me who their kids are in the water that are pissed off that I'm fishing, and I don't give a,
Yeah,
a, a, a
that
yeah.
that's what sucks when you get into the state park areas. Like you got to get
You
up.
really want to mess with me on that?
You got to get onto like the middle. Like I know, like when we used to always go down the front. So Fenwick State Park was always a king. Always people, always a ton of people. So we would go up a couple more beaches up a little bit before Indian River, which was nice because you get up in there. It's always fun, but that is a good day when you can drive up on the beach. It's nice because you have your cooler. You
Hmm.
can take a little tiny grill, sit
I
out
bring
there and chill out, and
I
relax.
bring a canopy. I bring
Oh
a
yeah, exactly.
table.
Yep.
I bring chairs. I bring sand mat. I mean, I bring a grill. I go in style,
Oh yeah.
but I am fishing the whole time.
I'm like when we go, when we first thing we do is we carry. You just it's like you're tailgating on the beach. It's
Right
great.
now, I got in. What time did I? It was like 6.
Yeah.
I got in. Um, they were supposed to leave at 5. I got permission to drive so I can get back here for the show. I was back here at 6. My I imported flies from the beach. Ask Matt. I I have a whole carload of flies that were
Releasing
around.
them into the environment. That's an invasive species you're putting out
I
into
know
the.
I just let them out in your yard, so they're gonna be hanging around. No, but by your pool.
Yeah, they probably blew away already.
Nope, they're by your pool. They're gonna stay in your pool.
Well, they
I
can.
promise. You're welcome.
Good. They can hang out if they want.
But yeah. So I'm still not even unloaded, but we had a blast. And talk to our people for a second, because of this, I drank like 4
Okay, so
bottles of water, and
you stay hydrated out there.
yeah, but I'm overly hydrated.
Getting on to a better subject here. So since Mike's leaving now, that's good. So now we can talk a different subject.
We could talk about Mike.
Let's talk about Mike. Why okay? Let's talk about him, Matt. We're going to talk about how bad Mike is.
Mike is awesome.
But no, it's a
I still got my mic on.
it's. We want to shut that off.
Nah, they can listen to me. Makes
But no, it's one of them things right now. Like with fishing, depending on where you're going to the beach. I'm not really a beach kind of guy to go fishing. If I'm going out, I would go out on a boat, deep sea fishing. We catch tuna and stuff like that. But a little bit off of the salt water, back to some freshwater action here. So I know John was on earlier. He's not on right now. Wanted to let him know that finally I got out and was able just to go out and just bass fish with some rubber worms and everything. And John, I only took your bags out with me, so I was not tempted to use anybody else's or your competition. And it was a very productive evening. It worked out really good. And for the first time, I had two worms that they didn't break. They literally never broke this time, which is very unusual because they always break. But it's never broke. I used them. So if you're ever looking for rubber worms, casting nasty baits, good baits. Um, Worms held up fantastic, so that's always a good thing. But anyway, yeah. So Matt, what can we talk about? Let's talk about your fishing experience. How many fish did you catch out there? Did you catch them all? You didn't catch any? The beaver sharks were trying to get you there. That's what it was. The beaver sharks were coming for you. I got
Oh,
you.
when he was out there? Is that what you're talking about? He did great. And so here's my thing with that. I gotta tell you, and Matt and I talked about it. I need him to start, and we're gonna work on fasting because he needs to be ready for fry ball season.
Oh,
That's where he gets his action. 'Cause-
hang on.
and-
You think that dust devil was thing? That snakehead gonna pull you across 90
well,
miles per hour, and you're gonna have to fight it, and then it's gonna jump in your boat, and then you're gonna see the beaver start to teeth off and jump in your boat with you.
what we need to do is I need to get you out on thing or like maybe you meeting Greg with him or just you whatever. But where it's fry ball season because he needs to learn how to take them off, all
Man,
that stuff. But like that is that's gonna be it's a learning.
me and Greg were talking about
It's a coming of age. Fry ball season.
me and Greg were talking about something to either yesterday or today, and I think we were talking about cameras because I guess he's gonna buy a GoPro 360.
Okay.
So he was like, "Oh, I'll buy
Why
this."
she got by group? But she doesn't even like to be on social media at all.
Well, he went home for his fist and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I told him, he's like, oh, fry ball season coming on. I want to be able to get right over to fry ball. I said, dude, I have that digital camera. My Canon camera has a movie scene. Supposed to be 4K. You can zoom in on fry ball, doing a whole video, seeing your lure, seeing it get hit. You know how cool that would be? Because usually when we're doing fry ball season, we're what 5, 10 feet away from the fry ball, maybe a little more, 15, 20 maybe. You know what I mean? But I can zoom in with my camera. Like I mess with the movie thing just out in my backyard with the birds and stuff like that, just to see. It's actually pretty crazy how good of a video it
Oh
does.
yeah, I've
So,
seen your video.
so yeah, so I'm like, so how with the GoPro? We'll just go out and videotape. And every time it's somebody else's turn, here, it's your turn. You videotape now and keep passing it around. Because
Well,
I want to get a dragon on film.
well, that's the best thing. I gotta say, what you just said is the best thing about fry ball season is that if I get one
I can get the other one.
and I see the fry ball, I'm like, you're right there.
Yeah,
Like we don't hog them. Well, at least our group, we're always like, if I just got one and I find a new fry ball, I won't cast into it because I'm like, I just got one.
yeah, it's
This
your
is
turn.
yours.
Yeah, it's your turn.
And we,
Unless you're clear across the pond,
no, no, no. I totally get it, but how this is like the ultimate gentleman thing in fishermen that we're like, no, this one. I just got one.
Yeah,
This one's yours. Come over here.
yeah, it's your turn. Yeah, and we did that a lot last year.
A lot last
I
year.
mean, I think the one day we even went out with Greg, it was me, Greg, you, and Jesse, and we were all taking like our turns out there, like all four. Like, oh, it's your turn. We never got one. Like I didn't get one where we were at in the morning. So when we got to the pond and he like, "Yo, Ray, it's your turn. You're first. You
Yeah,
didn't get one." That's that's
that's real fishing.
that's that's sportsmanship.
Hmm.
That's not really that's sportsmanship. That's going out, doing your thing. Again, it's just
That might be the
that's
biggest snakehead that you ever got on there. But when you, as a fisherman, if I spot a fry ball and I just got one, and you get one, even though you're not my kid, you're older than me, I find a certain amount of pride that you got one,
yeah,
and I.
yeah, exactly.
So
I
it's
did that.
all us benefiting each
Yeah,
other.
with my daughter's fiance one time. I took him out, and I'm sitting there, and I hadn't caught anything all day. Well, I think I had caught like a bass or something. Nothing spectacular. And all of a sudden, it came up, and I saw a fry ball, and I'm like, "Yo, come on!" So I called Jacob over. I'm like, "Yo, come on over." And I said, "Go right in that bush. Just outside the bush is a fry ball. Go get one." And he ended up catching, I think it was 28 and a half inches snakehead. You know, I waited for him for 5 minutes to come to me. Literally just kept sitting there, just pedaling into it, working out, pedaling into it. All I had to do was cast in there, and it was guaranteed. But he came up there and he got him, and I sat there and I fished it for another one. There was no other hits in there. And then coming out, I ended up getting two. Afterwards.
I come.
Yeah, I came around. There was one. I was like, oh, let me just see if I can get one out. It was one I had fished earlier. I was lucky enough that they bit, and then I got another one later on. So, yeah, that's true fisherman. Now. That's sportsmanship there.
Well, it's just like it doesn't have to be like you talk about fry ball fishing. When the first time you and I went fishing, and
We
I brought,
fished our ass off till we were leaving. We finally got the one.
yeah, but
Literally, probably the last three casts of the night, we got
but
one. We got one.
that was a victory. I didn't catch shit,
Yeah, but that was a
but that was a victory for me
you
because
guided
you
me.
got one,
Yeah, you guided me. That's I
and
got
that's
it's like
and how many places have you brought me to where you got me on?
you know.
That's that was fishing. It
Yeah.
ain't about that. I have to get the most fish.
I'm too old to worry about
Yeah,
spots
you're kind of old.
because the spots I used to fish are now so overfished, and it ain't because hey I brought this guy here.
Hmm.
It's just you have Google Earth now. Google Earth, everybody can look up stuff, look up and say okay, you can find ways to get into places now. It's just way different now. It's a whole different from when we were 18, 19, 20 years old, where we
This
had a
is,
road map.
this one's laughing at us. He's like,
Well, yeah, he's probably on Google Earth looking up spots to go.
and he's like, he's old.
But
In back when I day,
but
he was
it's
2 miles hill both ways.
yeah, it's fun to get the fish. But no, I mean it's man, it's a weird, just a weird thing. It's like it's so different. I really don't want to hide my spots. Everybody knows about your spots. You want to go out and fish. You want to fish somewhere where it's less pressured, well, then there's different places you can go. I can go fishing on the Susquehanna River. I could put myself in spots on the Susquehanna River where I won't see no people all day long.
Yep.
And
But
there could be 500 boats out there. But I got spots where I can tuck myself into where nobody knows. We could do float downs down smaller creeks where nobody can even find where we're at.
right, I gotta tell you, I really like to be a little where people are looking for a spot, and I'll give them. Yeah,
Like Blue's Clues or something like that.
where I'm like, well, you have to look for this situation and this, and I won't give them points, but I'll give them clues because I want to see them do what I did. to find these spots.
Yeah, you have to. Oh, you have to. Like just back
And
from the very beginning, I said,
that's that you can teach someone to fish, and but
doesn't mean you're going to catch it.
they need to
They need to have
figure out.
what's
I will teach you how to find fishing spots, but I'm not going to give you my fishing spot. That's what it comes
yeah,
down to.
yeah. Oh, I can give
I'm
spots to
not going.
go. That's where
There's
you'll
some
catch fish.
spots I will give, but there's other spots that I'm like, okay,
Yep.
this is what you need to look for. Go on Google Earth, go on Google Maps, find these launching points, zoom out and zoom in, and this is what you need to do. But I there is 90% of the time I won't give them my spot, but I will give them the clues how to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like again, it's not even really like I mean like some places I want people to go fish. I want you go experience some of the good some different spots.
Go to Beck's. Everyone Beck's.
And, and you know what? And Bex is that you know even if you give people advice to go there, you can go there and catch fish.
Hmm.
There's fish. You'll catch fish.
We haven't figured out Beck's right.
Yeah, every time I go, I catch at least a couple, which is good.
Yeah, but we haven't figured
Yeah,
out.
I haven't figured it out. Yeah, it's back.
And Lums, I have no fucking clue on that.
Lums is just lums. That is lums. Like when you say that, it's
But I'll
lums. It's like glums. It makes it glums and lums. You're glum and lums. I don't know. But it's a but in the meantime, you know, if people want spots, hey, I'm going to help people out. That's
hmm
but you know what? I like to meet up with people. Hey, let's go fishing here one day, and then go do fish like Rodney. I'm going to take Rodney. We'll take him out to do some walleye fishing. He can go get one off his bucket list. We're going to go catch some walleyes, me and Rodney. What are we going to expect from Rodney?
I'm gonna go with you,
Take
right?
me, take me to one of your little honey holes. Take me to one of the little secret spots. Let's go out and let's go. It better not be no Beck's Pond. You know, don't take me to that kind of spot, you know. But no, I mean, like seriously, take me to one of your. I don't give a shit if it's an hour and a half away from here. Let's just go. Let's go somewhere new. Me and you were talking about this week. Just go fishing somewhere.
And I will tell you this too. I will bring you out to a spot if you want to go with me.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna tell you where that spot is. If
Well, you
you,
don't tell them you have to get the blindfold and put them in your trunk.
yep,
And when you get there, I'll unblindfold you.
that's generally what I do.
All right, that's smart.
Unless, unless they're willing to share one of their
Yeah.
spots. If not, you might need the blindfold.
Usually, once somebody puts you on something, like like you took me to your pond. We only caught one fish. You know, I took you to quite a few spots last year. I think last year we went to quite a few spots. But that's what's nice. You go out.
Then
You
you,
don't want to go out by like usually on Fridays during the summer I go fish by myself. I don't want to do that every.
we don't generally fish by ourselves anymore anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're always with somebody. There's always somebody. I mean,
No, but,
I still go fishing by myself sometimes. Like
and I do too,
nobody's available.
o-
I want to go out anyway.
but often, especially during the summer, it's us going out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that whole blindfold thing, yeah, that's kind of a joke, but at the same time, I really want to show
Yep.
it's someone that's genuinely interested in my spots. And by that, I mean, I'll bring you, but I'm not going to tell you
Hey, we're gonna have to wrap this up. So
what time we got.
it's 8:29. We're getting closer to time. So real quickly, um, upcoming events. We are going to be going. I have finally talked to Jim Neary, bait and tackle again, Octorara Lake. Um, I believe we're going to do a show up there in June, probably like the middle of June. So anyone who watches us knows where it's at. We're going to be live right from his bait shop, so the more the merrier there, kind of thing. So I'm going to try to help promote his business a little bit. At the same time,
And
he'll
do
help us.
Octoraro, which is awesome.
Yeah, Octorara Lake's a fun lake to fish. A lot of
It's
anything from snakehead bass, carp, catfish, crappie, yellow
huge
perch.
crappie.
Yeah, yellow perch, white perch. I don't know if they're white perch. Everybody calls them something different. Everybody calls them white bass, white perch, smallmouth. They won't tell you there's walleyes in there. There's walleyes in there. But other than that, yeah, I mean, so that's coming up on the thing, and I know Mike's been working on a couple of different companies to get
And
on.
I well, just throw this out. We need Jesse
Yeah, Jesse
because
from Snakehead Outlaws, we need you to hit us up, man. We want to get you on the show. We wanted to do early spring. Well, we might as well get you out and talk some fry ball season instead now. It's that time, and that would be really good. So, Frank or Jesse, if you're watching or anything, or you see this, get a hold of us, man. We want to get you on the show. Let's go. We want to help promote your stuff. When I go out snakehead fishing, I use that and some other lures, but predominantly mostly the snakehead outlaws. So they kind of owe us to come out and hang out for a night and come do a show with us.
Rodney.
We'll get Rodney.
I
I
know
know
Rodney's awesome.
Rodney's probably fishing right now. That's probably what he's doing. He's gonna send
Rodney's always
pictures later. He's gonna show us some pictures and everything. But but um but anyway, we're getting off of here. Mike, what are we going to go do?
um pizza.
Well, we could eat some pizza. Let's go eat some pizza.
But after that, I'm thinking we should go fishing or we've gone.
We're going fishing. Hey, remember, subscribe to YouTube at Fishin, Fishin 302. Subscribe, and we'll see you next week
We
right here at 7:30. Thank
love
you,
you
everybody.
guys. Peace out. And Matt, you are so good with the delay on it. Know that there's a delay. He actually just you see that? You just that was awesome. You did great, bud.
Fantastic.
Um, Matt, nice job. Matt got thrown into this because Michael was like, I took the test today. Matt has a test.
We have two testimonies.
So we gotta kind of wrap it up.
Oh,
How do you feel about those tests right now?
ladies, honestly, ours will be public school.
They they are
You
generally.
should,
But he has a teacher that changed some shit up and he's not thrilled about it. And he's a nice teacher, nice guy, but but he changed it up halfway through the year.